All right, so I think selling, knowing what to keep and what to sell, because I think inventory management becomes a thing rather quickly. If we kind of jump back to one of the other cities here, and I'll show you one of the main stashes, but this is kind of the breakdown I use. So when I'm playing, like what is valuable gear, what isn't for me. So a lot of times you're looking for like a certain type of skill, rank, skill, or a certain value on the armor itself. So like I try to prioritize those things. So let me bring up my inventory here. So like right now, yellows and oranges are kind of misleading because if you're used to like WoW rarity, it kind of, you know what I mean? Because when you see a yellow, you're like, oh man, that's good, right? And it is, but not as good as an orange. Oranges are like where it's at. But here's the thing. So this was a little confusing when I started. So first and foremost, if you go to the main menu here, where it says game options and then go to gameplay, if you go down here and say turn on advanced tooltip compare and advanced tooltip information, turn it on and save those changes, because then you're going to see things like this. See my inventory right here? Shows you what's equipped and what I'm looking at, and the comparison is showing you like that layout, that layout, but also you get to see that like square bracket, let's say on the Covenant Favor, the 639 chest piece there. You can see right there it says like under the fire damage, for instance, if you see a bracket that says 3% to 6%, you can see that's the roll range for this particular item. So when you update things, you can kind of see how good the roll was for this particular item. Another way to kind of check and break this down is sell value, requirement levels, and then item power. So like right now I'm floating around what, 34, so obviously I need to start to upgrade these things, but I'm really trying to swap out things like legendaries. So what I like to do, pretty much what I do is I'll go in and I'll mark anything that's like a common value or blue almost always as junk, and then I'll sell those. Let me show you something. Like these guys right here. Like I would go through and just mark these as junk. Let me show you what this looks like in my inventory. So like as you're kind of moving through here, I'll hit X on these, and then that way I know when I go to the any place that sells anything, I can sell them all at one time. And so here's the other thing that's a little confusing, I thought, was like legendaries and like what do you know how to break down stuff? Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? So let me just go to somebody who sells something. This guy right here, the weapons guy. If I go to sell, you can see right there where it says sell all junk. Anything that's marked for trash will get sold. So it's kind of a nice way to make loot. So here's the other thing too. This is the kind of the way I break it down now. So right now the item focus I have right now, or I should say the offhand focus, my equipped on the left-hand side is 408, and the other one on the right is 376. Now, these are close in range, sort of. You can see my item power is pretty close, but look at my levels. The one I have equipped is 29, and the one on the right is level 26. So they're kind of close. So, like, in this case, I would kind of look at, like, what stats do I want to keep for these, right? So, for me, Lucky Chance, Mana Cost, and Barrier Generation for my current build are good. So even if, let's say the one on the left, right, the 408, let's say we had those items or the bonuses swapped, I would keep the lower level because those are types of skills that I want boosted, and they're close enough in level themselves that it's not going to be a huge difference. And then you can kind of slowly upgrade these bad boys as you go, which again, wasn't super clear at first. So like if I were to go here, and let's say the focus I have right now on my guy, is this little tome right here. And I'm level 20, or this is level 29, and I want to increase that. I would go to the blacksmith. I would go to upgrade item. Then I can select this right here and actually upgrade that. Now it's going to cost materials. You can see it at the bottom. But then I can actually, whoops, I didn't mean to hit that one.
Father bless. What do you need?
I want to get up here on this guy right there. We go. This one's only going to cost leather. You can see it to the left, and then there's the upgrade cost. So when we upgrade this one, it only has 3 upgrades total. But when we upgrade, it's going to go to level 29. It's going to boost my lucky hit chance, and my mana cost reduction, and barrier. But you can start to see how the rolls look with those brackets. It's kind of a nice way to see like what's valuable and what's not. Like if it's a good roll for that item, because it has like a minute of max, right? If that makes sense. So here's the original. And then down here is going to be the new one. So we started with 29. Or was that 272? 408 item power, and this goes to 408 plus 5. So I'm going to go ahead and get those extra materials there on the left.
That there is worth the coin.
And so the next one I'm going to do, I might as well just do this now, I can do the next one here for 2,000. It's going to cost me silver ore, then iron chunk, so I can upgrade this one more time. So you can see how it's just gotten boosted slowly over time, which is kind of nice. And here's the thing, you might be asking yourself, how do you get those extra little items? Well, here's the other thing too. Check this out. This also wasn't very clear. You know how like you get iron chunks and like you're collecting weeds and stuff, and you don't really know where that goes in your inventory because you don't see it here or under consumables, quests, or aspects? Here's the thing, when you're on this menu, you push in the left thumbstick. It's right, see right under profile? It'll tell you what that button is, depending on if you're playing on PlayStation or not. If you push in the left thumbstick, now you can start to see that's my gold, the obols, and you can see my level, damage breakdown. Buffs will show up at the very top. This kind of shows you like what the calculated value is, but then if you hit right trigger, you can start to see what your like deeper inventory bag is. You can see iron chunks, silver ore. These are all things that you get when you break things down or salvage them at the blacksmith. I don't know, it's just kind of like a nice thing to see. I didn't notice that at first, and I was kind of like, you know, I kind of hoard everything, and then I didn't want to like sell anything that was like super valuable.
Need something forged?
All right, so right here is salvage. So you can go down here. Yes, you can use the mark as junk to kind of salvage everything, but I feel like that's kind of an abrupt thing. I want to see what I'm salvaging. Now, what this is going to do is I find an item, so like I already have a good focus, right? So my equipped one on the left is the one we have, and the one on the right is cute, but this isn't exactly what I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do is I look at the value for this one. This is how I break down whether or not I want to salvage it, right? A lot of times if I need money, I'll look at the value and be like, do I just want to sell this or do I want to salvage this? A lot of times these rare items are going to give you that extra piece of salvage gear that's going to help you craft things or upgrade things later. So in this case, it's 4,000. So I'm like, I'll salvage this. So this becomes a roll based off of the item, the rarity, and like it's like value itself. So sometimes you'll get poo-poo and sometimes you get something great. So don't be discouraged if you melt something down that's like really high value and then you get like 1 iron. It's just because you got a doo-doo roll. So like this one right here, we got iron chunk, silver, and then veiled crystal. You can see it right there at the bottom. See my salvage materials? Look at that. Veiled crystal. Salvage from rare weapons and armor used to alter the latent magic of things. So you can already see that rarity right there. And then if you want to see where that shows up, you're going to push in the left thumbstick here and then check your inventory slot, and then it should be right here, veiled crystal. So I'd like to build up some of this inventory here. So like this guy here is a 25, the sale value is 5,000. So for me, I'll go ahead and salvage this one. Oops, I'm sorry. I meant to hit this and then go to salvage and then select. Okay. This one right here is a level 26. Cooldown reduction's good for me actually. I might kind of want to swap this and maybe upgrade this one for now because cooldown reduction, well, this has ice blade, so you know what? I don't want that one. So we'll go ahead and we'll salvage this one.
You can take what's left.
We got veiled crystal. Looking good. Now, you can do... Okay, so here's the other thing, too, with inventory management. I know this is crazy. You could salvage this, yes. But here's the other thing. Once you hit a certain quest, or I think it's level 25, you can, like, disenchant these, and then these become aspects. Let me show you my inventory right here. Aspects. These are gathered from melting down or disenchanting those legendaries. So I'll melt one down for you right now. Check this out. I think this guy's here. There he is. He's up here. It looks like a triangle with some circles on the tip. Tip. So this guy here, since I'm not going to use this particular legendary, I'm going to extract the aspect from this guy. So this one right here, what it's going to do is it's going to take that purple area right there. It says you may have 1 additional Hydra active, but Hydra's duration is reduced. That's its special aspect. So what I'm going to do is break this down, place it here. It's going to cost me 23,000 gold to do so, but then it goes into my aspect area, and then I can apply this to a better weapon later. So when you kind of level past something and you like that extra ability, it's a good way to kind of take that essence and then save it for later. So we're actually going to roll this here. 23,000, boom. And then if we check our inventory, you can see under aspects, we just got that one out here, which I think is, we have a couple of these. The Hydra one. There we go. And then we can apply these later. So you have many options. You can sell the legendary, you can salvage the legendary, or you can disenchant the legendary items. So you kind of have to weigh in on what you like or don't like for that. And then here's another great tip for this. Once your inventory is kind of jumbled like this, if you push in that right thumbstick, it's going to help you sort it out. And get this, don't throw away gems. Pick them all up. If you don't have inventory space in your main inventory, you can go to your stash and put them in there. You will be able to combine them, so like condense them into better and better crystals as you level up. So even the small ones will become valuable, so keep them around. So like right here's your stash. And then I even have a tab specifically for gems here. And so what I'll do is I'll go here and I'll just kind of combine these all into the chest itself. And yes, you can buy more tabs. It starts at 50,000, 100,000, 300,000, then 400,000, and then 500,000, I believe. So it's really nice. And these are shared between all of your different classes. So if you sign in with a rogue or something and you're using a mage, you can kind of pass things along that way. It's kind of a nice way to do so. And again, once you get those gems, you can start to combine these here on this guy. I'm sorry, this one. So like for me, is it topaz? That's pretty good. Actually, I don't have any topaz I can make. Let's make a diamond. So like for me, I can take all these crusty crude diamonds and combine them, and it's going to cost me 4,500 gold. But it's going to condense all those materials, but make this a better gem. So even though you may have the low chipped ones or the lowest value, keep them around because you can combine them to make them better later on.
I'm not ready yet.
Is there a weight max? Nope, it's just slots. So these are all things that kind of confused me when I first started as far as inventory management is concerned. So I hope this helps you out and help you value like what's valuable for you and what you want to keep, because inventory management is definitely going to be a little overwhelming when you first get started. Oh, that's scary. That guy just dropped right in.